Hello, everyone. Back for another review. It's Today I'm going to be reviewing this movie called SWAT. Well, to be honest, this is the first time I ever watched it since it came out in 2003. I'm basically rewatching 2003 movies because I don't know. I felt like I haven't watched them enough, and I wanted to see it again. So this is going to be one of the three videos I'm going to be doing for you today. So, so stay tuned for like two more reviews. And yes, two other movies are also from 2003 also. So this is the first one I'm doing. Okay, so this movie is basically supposed to be like a SWAT group, a group of you know PD, LAPD. Hondo Harrelson, who was played by Samuel L. Jackson, recruits Jim Street, played by Colin Farrell, to join an elite unit of Los Angeles Police Department. Together, they seek out like more members, including Tough DK, played by LL Cool J. Single mom Chris Sanchez, played by Michelle Rodriguez. The team's first big assignment is to escort crime boss Alex Montel, played by Olivier Martinez, to prison. It seems routine, but it seems routine, but when Montel offers a huge reward to anyone who can break him free, criminals are very stressed step up for the prize. That's basically what this movie is about so far. SWAT was released in the United States on August 8th of 2003. I actually saw this in late '03, I think, because I think I think my dad rented this for me, and my stepmother rented this for me a long time ago. So I only saw it once though, and this is the first time I ever watched it since 23 years ago. I'm not joking. Um, what was I? Yeah, it was released on August 8th, 2003 by Sony Pictures, releasing under its Columbia Pictures banner. This film received mixed reviews from critics and grossed $207 million worldwide. SWAT is a 2003 American action crime thriller film based on the 1975 television series of the same name, written by David Ayer and David McKenna, with the story credited to Ron Mita and Jim McLean, directed by Clark Johnson and produced by Neil H. Moritz. The film stars M. Samuel Jackson and the rest of the cast that I just said. Okay, no. As a matter of fact, I didn't say the rest of the cast. Samuel Jackson, Colin Farrell, Michelle Rodriguez, LL Cool J, Josh Charles, Jeremy Renner, Brian Velholt, and Olivier Martinez. Like the TV series, the film revolves around a police special weapons and tactics team operating in Los Angeles, California. The plot follows Hondo Jackson on his SWAT team as they are tasked to escort an imprisoned drug kingpin, international fugitive, to prison after he offers $100 million of reward to anyone who can break him out of police custody. Plans for a film adaptation of the 1975 TV series began in the 1990s, but never materialized until the early 2000s. Some say the 2003 movie SWAT has mixed reviews, but with some critics finding it predictable and others finding it entertaining. Some say that the movie is so predictable and lacks surprises. Others says that this movie is a rehash of Top Gun. Some say the characters are generic, lack distinctiveness. Critics went so far as saying it was a waste of time and lacks excitement. It's tedious and boring, but I don't agree with that. Some say the villain is awkward and spends most of the movie in custody. Yeah, so where else should he be? Some say he some say the movie is sloppy with gangs trying to rescue the villain at the same time. I thought that was a cool plot twist. But some do say the movie is entertaining and has a great soundtrack, has a likable cast and fun, if not cool scenes, with believable action sequences. Even Roger, even Roger Ebert said half of an hour into watching SWAT, I realized the movie offered pleasures that action movies hardly ever allow themselves anymore. The characters had dialogue and occupied a real plot, which involved their motivations and personalities in a SWAT team training scene. The trainees are running toward a target while shooting, and somebody asks, "No rolls." No rolls? The veteran cop in charge replies, "The only role in John Woo movies, not in real life." Excuse me. That's the point with a SWAT. This isn't a John Woo movie, or Bad Boys 2, or any of the other countless movies with wall to wall action cardboard characters. It isn't exactly real life either, and I have to admit, some of the stunts and action scenes are a shade unlikely. But the movie's ambition is essentially be the same kind of police movie that they used to make before special effects upstage human beings. SWAT is a well made police thriller, nothing more. No Academy Awards, but in a time when so many action pictures are mindless assaults on the eyes, ears, and intelligence, it works as a superior craftsmanship. So yeah, I gave it a watch. I would give it a watch. I mean, if you like, if you like, police dramas, police thrillers like this movie, I definitely recommend it. It's actually really, really underrated. I'm not saying this movie's the best or anything, but it's just good. It's just a classic early 2000s police drama. Very entertaining time for its likable cast, the goofiness, and that competitive macho banter of the 80s within to early 2000s time frame with its like new metal soundtrack. When you hear Nick Linkin Park in the middle of the at the I'm sorry Linkin Park right played in the middle of the scene where the bad guy starts walking out and started getting away from after killing his uncle. You know the French kingpin. And maybe that last one that was playing on the end credits, so that was about Samuel Jackson. That's pretty cool. You wouldn't hear that in today's movies. You wouldn't hear cool soundtracks in today's movies, sadly. I don't care about the critics or users on this one. The movie's a classic. It's great, fun, good action, classic of its time in a budget, big budget B movie type of sense. It's a straightforward film with like gripping action sequences and just a good cast. In the end, I found it like highly enjoyed 90% of this movie. I thought the character introductions were purposeful. The training sequences were like a highlight. Most of the story made sense. Unfortunately, the climax was anti-climatic, and the characters lacked closure. The ending sequence felt like an episode of a 42-minute TV show rather than a feature film. The build up was there. Sorry. The build up was there. I just wish that I could have seen the payoff to these characters and that I became invested in. Yeah, so this movie is it's like one of the greatest 1 hour 56 minutes ever of a throwback. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, yeah, it was the greatest 1 hour 56 minutes that I've ever watched, starring LL Cool J, Michelle Rodriguez, Colin Farrell, and others, full of kissing and children and fights. Yeah, maybe there's some people that don't like this adaptation of the TV show that only has like one season in the 70s. screw that. I take it for what it's worth. It's actually something that I can still enjoy from time to time. Still I can enjoy from time to time, and I basically never get tired of it. Well, I only have seen this once in '03. I have never saw this movie after, which I kind of regret because I don't know what I've been missing. You know, you know, I loved this movie when I was much younger, in 23 years ago. I still enjoy it to this day. But damn, like how why, it's been forever since I've seen this movie. Anyways, this is my review for SWAT. Definitely check it out if you're into this police drama. There's other police dramas out there that are good too. But yeah, I definitely recommend this one. This one really caught my attention and decided to, what, I just want to check this movie out for the night and be like, what, this movie was awesome. Screw what most people say. Anyways, this is my review for SWAT. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more reviews.